I've got us going well on both YouTube and Facebook. And let me see where Meerkats. There we go. I just wanted to share this in Meerkat. Stand by. All right. Oh boy. Okay, now I know I'm a little early. That's because I'm setting up. Hi, Sharia. Let me. Do I look as tired as I feel? Oh my gosh. We all know what it's like to have just, everybody's got something. This YouTube. All right. Everybody's got something. Hi there, Susan. Everybody's got something. I'll tell you what. Uh, when you have drama, just a ton of drama going on, other things happen in your life, and you have a mess. It's like you pray to God. Can you stop the MS, the pain? Today was a terrible pain today. And I thought, and then dealing with my dad who has an infection, is back in the hospital. Thank God, I was able to talk him into going. It just, Sarah, I'm so glad. Hi, Susan, Sharia. Thank you for you're so sweet, Sharia. Thank you. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'm so glad, Sarah, you set your alarm to be with us because I really need you today. Hi, Melissa. Melissa's with us this morning. That is great. It's great. So I know I'm not the only one with just a ton of stuff going on. We all have stuff, and the proper thing to do, I think, is just to compartmentalize. To compartmentalize. It's like I remember I talk about everybody thinks they're only given one camel at birth, proverbial camel proverb. All right, one camel, and they think of all the straws of MS, the straws of a sick father, the straws of a husband that's away on business trip, the straw of a puppy needing groom. Susan said hi, Sharia, by the way. It just there's all sorts of the needing to feed myself, just having to connect with friends, reservations at the pool, keeping that, rehab. All of these are straws on the camel, and if you only have one camel, that the back, the high Chris, that back is going to break. That camel's back is going to break. How many people remember in the old days? They used to say you have a nervous breakdown. You have a nervous breakdown because you think that you have too much on your shoulders. When in all honesty, if you sell your camel for a herd of camels, I've got lots of camels. I probably have 25 camels, and I don't deal with certain camels when it's not the right time. I line them up. Hi, Dennis, in priorities. I line them up. So right now I've got the MS Live camel that is right here. Dad, calling Dad at the hospital. He's in ICU. That is right behind. So they're in rounds, and actually right now from 11 to 12. All right, from 11 to 12. So 10 o'clock, they said I can call, but I'm going to call at 12, uh, which will be 11 their time. So, but again, that's Dad's camel. I'll make sure that he's okay. I'll call his neighbors, make sure the dog has been fed, everybody knows, so everybody's in the loop. I'll update, just, I'll update everybody. And then what I'll do is I'll push that camel aside, and then I'll deal with the next camel, right? The next camel is setting up food that I'm going to be able to eat sometime today because I don't know, you guys know when you have MS, when you have MS, it's like, and you do all these things, you deal with all these things. At the end of the day, it's like you're just grabbing granola, you're grabbing cheese, you're not eating right. You're just, and I'm not eating right. I'm not because my husband left and he would cook. He would prepare something at least nutritious. I have lots of nutritious things. I just have to be, there's that word, disciplined. I've got to be disciplined. So, what I'm going to say is, let me close. All right, just a second. I'm getting a message popping up, so I can't see. So, anyway, so you've got these camels, right? I don't know. All right, so you got these camels. I got to feed myself, and then afterwards, I have to use the camel to go down and pick up puppy food for Winston. I have to get dog food, care for them again, and then I'm gonna have to pick up. Believe it or not, the Teeper, the Thunderbird, is done. They put a new radiator. You ever notice how people in the East Coast? Some people call it radiator and other people call it radiator. I don't understand. But anyway, that's done. So I get to pick up the T-Bird. I got to ask Mom to drive me over. So we'll have a little talk. All right, let's see if that can go away. Oh, I don't know why. So I can't see what's going on. So anyway, there's also the camel. I've got to call my doctor to line up medications that they were supposed to be called in. I'm almost out of medications. Why is it I wait until the very last minute to deal with that? So anyway, remember, streamline, prioritize. You're going one direction. Have a basket with a lot of things that needs to go in the other room. Um, anyway, jeez, I can't see this. All right, hang on 1 minute. All right, hang on 1 minute, guys. Talking about I guess what happened? YouTube popped up. All right, YouTube popped up. I hope you're still there. It just, I don't know what in the world. Oh, I see. All right, it started to ask me. There's a very good chance that, yeah, you're still on. Okay, good. All right, all right. This is very good. Okay. All right, I think I have it. All right, so now Chris is here. By the way, Gina just lost her grandfather, her Hungarian grandfather, so she's very upset. uh, uh, and Sarah's saying that things can pass, all situations can pass. Let me just see. Good. All right. You know what? I can read now because it was a pop up that blocked the what you guys are saying. So I couldn't read, and I had to almost read. I started a taskmaster and had to close the pop up at I don't know. And so I don't know how overwhelmed. I mean, stress is so bad for MS. So let's talk about stress and how not to be stressed. Stress is a choice, believe it or not. Uh, um, yeah, I think if any of you read Siddhartha or Buddhism, right? Those swamis, are they called swamis? I don't know. They go up in the just in cold or miserable places, and they sit Indian style, and they just relax, and the hunger doesn't bother them, thirst doesn't bother them. So I think I say that if we prioritize what we're going to let our emotions deal with, then nothing can affect you. There is, think about it. I like to think of life and think about the camels. Life is a ping pong ball, right? The camels are coming at you. All right, life is a herd of camels. They all want to be fed at once, right? So, are you going to be bullied by the camels of life pushing you, or are you going to say, I'm going to deal with that? I, I'm I'm not going to deal with that. I'm only one person, and you know what? If you think I'm a bad person because I'm not dealing with that first, that's not on me. That's on you. I don't care. I don't care. How many people with MS? Oh my gosh, I've heard so many people say they get so disgusted with family members or strangers thinking they're lazy. What about invisibles? It's like, because you can't see our fatigue, you can't see our pain, but that's not our problem. If we feel it, it's their problem if they don't see us struggle. Will is with us. It's so good. It's so good to have you here. Uh, you know what? And Chris has given us a Bible verse. Don't stress. Bible says that 366 times. Don't stress. That's once for every day, including leap year. Give it to Jesus. Amen. And Sarah is saying that she feels less overwhelmed when she makes a list. And Sarah, I do too. When I make a list of things that have to, and I have that list because what stresses me out is when I forget to do something uh, that needed to be done. That is very upsetting to me. If I have it on the list, I am notorious for having lists all over the place. If I have it on the list of things I want to do today, pick up the T-bird, give puppy chow, call my dad. In fact, my dad's neighbor just texted me, wanted an update. I've got to call all the neighbors. My dad's best friends. He's got a number of them. They've been calling me. It. Believe it or not, my mom has been divorced from my dad. My dad's not real keen on her, and she's concerned. Concerned in making sure that he's getting the right care. And I've figured out how to get him care. I figured it out. You guys would like, all right, you tell me, I'm going to give you the problem. All right, my dad, there's home health aides that come down, do light housework, give him his medicine, his food, prepare meals, that kind of thing, feed the dog, that kind of stuff. This would be great. I wanted to do that. I lined up a number of services to come, and he interviewed them. Problem is that the only one that could, hi James here. The only one that could come was the one that actually required a credit card. They require a credit card, and my dad is anti credit card, giving out his credit card. So he said, I'll write you a check for 2 weeks. They said, no. So tell me something. Tell me something. I didn't do it, right? Tell me something. How does one get a caregiver in to take care of their father when their father won't pay for it because he doesn't believe in credit cards? Do it yourself, right? Right? I can't control my dad, but I have a credit card, and when he gets out, I can either let him deal with it, or I can be a good daughter and just within my control. Because I don't, we don't care for other people because of the other people. We care for others. We do things for other people because that's who we are. That's who we are. And it's not too much as long as we have a list. We have a list. I mean, how am I going to care for my dog? How am I going to care for my puppy? Right? Who doesn't have puppy chow and he's been eating? Fantastic, Dennis. I'm going to tell you that. The VA, yeah, I'll tell you that. VA is yes, I have called the VA. I've been on the phone. They've the only thing they're doing is the VA is rehab, and he doesn't want rehab. But that's a wonderful suggestion. Right now, it's wonderful. I will be. I keep close in contact with VA with the home health care that's provided by this outfit, and then I'm going to call the home health aides. First, we got to find out. We got to pray that he gets out of ICU, and but again, think about it, right? And thank you, all of you for thinking about this, right? Because for a minute we don't have MS when we are dealing with what we can control. It's not. Hi, Dave. No, it's Patricia. Yeah, it's Patricia. Yes. See that? I saw David and I thought Patricia. Vanessa's place says, "Oh my gosh, we get a full house." So what we're talking about is how not to be a victim of the stress in our lives that fall on all of our shoulders and make us want to go back to bed and stay there. Uh, um, Jane, yeah, Mama Jane, give us your opinion. I'm hurting for Gina because I can feel the pain that she's in. I mowed the lawn. Yesterday I spread mulch. Uh, uh, it just, but think about that. Think about, you know, put something on your list. Put everything on your list you want to accomplish, but don't forget to put something fun, something for you. Like tonight, at 7 o'clock, I'm meeting my friends for trivia night at a local restaurant. Um, and that'll be fun. It'll be fun. And for from 7 to 9, for those 2 hours, we'll be answering trivia, and we'll be laughing and may have a beer. I like beer. Anyway, so it's so important. I also have to deal with um, getting my medications refilled. So prioritize things. Um, just a second, I'm getting dry. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Um, uh, Spoons for trivia night. What does that mean? What does that mean? Save some spoons for trivia night? Yeah. All right. Save some spoons. All right. So, what? I just lost my train of thought. So, so I don't know how energy. Oh my God! Now that is begins with a J. Q back. Hi, hi. All right, let me see. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I was looking at my cheat sheet on who everybody is. Gina, I was talking about you. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about it and going. You know what? Yeah, amen. And I'm praying for you, Gina. Uh, just with the passing of your grandfather. My great grandmother was from Hungary, and left that when she was 14 years old by herself with her 7-year-old uh, sister, or I'm sorry, brother. Just kids left those. I'm sorry, I'm looking out front. The puppy's out there, and he's eating cicadas. Let's see, wait. All right, he's not gonna run. All right, and it's good as long as I see him. Of course, I don't know, but yeah, Gina, if you're on Facebook, if you can go to Gina's page and look at the beautiful tribute she put for her grandfather. I mean, gosh, how awesome her grandfather was riddled in history. Oh, what a blessing! What a neat person to have known. Gina, when you get a chance, if there's any way, you can share with me his story. I would love that. I would love that. You know what? Talking about eating cicadas, a good source of protein. I don't think he's eating the bugs. Well, some of them, but a lot of shells, and it's making him kind of sick. It's like eating too much chocolate, but it's so good. Yep, he's out there. Yep, his little mouth is going like crazy, and he's eating that. So think about that. Think about that. That's another stressor, right? It's a camel. That's another camel out there, right at the front, the window. I'm looking at the dog. It's a camel. Do I have to deal with that camel? Do I have to do? No, I'm putting that back in there. Thank you. Oh, you know what? That's awesome. Thank you. My dad's cousin, my cousin, is praying for my dad. Rob, did you look on my page where it says I gave the update? He's got an infection and he's in Pensacola Hospital. in ICU, unable to get phone calls. No, no, you know what, Susan, I will only get him if I see he disappears. All right, if he's not out front, but he's really good. He's really good. That he'll, of course, if he was so good, he'd be in the backyard, but the side gate's open. So, no, you know what? That would be true, but I live in the People's Republic of Maryland, and believe it or not, don't really use pesticides in the trees, and these are cicadas that have been in my yard on my trees, and I don't use pesticides. It's not that. It's what it is. Think about shrimp shells. So he's eating some shrimp with their shells, and some crunchy shrimp shells like potato chips, and that's scratching the stomach, uh, uh, and that's causing irritation. Too much roughage. So, but that's very good. Uh, I would worry about that pesticide. Hardly anybody, because you know why? We all have well water on this street. So we don't like to use pesticides because it can go into our well. No, we don't. We don't. But that's a very good theory. Thank you. All right, Gina says one of our big stressors is guilt, feeling bad for those that love me every day and often I'm affirmed by their heart. But you know what? There, Gina was thinking. Anytime you look in the past with regrets, I should have, would have, could have. Looking in your past, regrets leads to depression, right? It depresses you. It's like, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, you have to forgive yourself and start the day over. Forgive you. Jesus forgave you. Start the day over. When you look at the future, right? The future, and you worry about the future instead of dealing with the camels, uh, that leads to anxiety. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just, forget it. So, you know, guilt, guilt, guilt. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. He's behind a tree. Nice. He's eating like crazy, grazing like a sheep on. But anyway, Melissa. Oh, Melissa. All right. Now, Melissa asked for prayers. All right, Melissa, what's going on real quick? If you can because I know you're about to leave for a Bible study. You know what? But refuse to have. All right, refuse to have guilt from the past because you can't change it. You can't change, the things that were done in the past. If you have guilt for something that's in the past, you can go to that person and ask for forgiveness. If you have real guilt, it's right here, real guilt, with that, go to somebody and ask for forgiveness. I don't feel guilty on anything. I think I've made amends, make amends to everyone. I thought I am so comfortable in my own skin. Um, I'm just so comfortable in my own skin because I'm a new creation in Christ, and all right. But yeah, no apology. If you don't like me for who I am, for what I say, that is, not my problem. Not my problem. All right, here we go. Let me update you on what you all are saying. All right, Jane is saying that she can be difficult at times. Uh, 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 so can I, especially when I'm hurting or I'm tired or I'm cranky. Yeah, and people, we're human. People take it personally. It's like you're taking it personally that at the end of the day, I've done my entire list. I'm tired, and you're mad because I sound nasty. Well, I've got resting bitch face or resting nasty face. See, it turns down. Was never looked at the rear view mirror. And this is Chris. Wonderful advice. Never the windshield in front of you. Look out. Don't look at the rear view mirror, right? What's going on back there behind you is none of your business, right? And worrying about what's 10 miles down the road, you may not even get there. Just worry about driving right in front of you, right there, where your feet are. Uh, um, God, all right, let's see. God knows her needs and will pray. That's true. And I know what you're talking about. I know you're talking about Melissa. God knows her. Thank you, Jane. Melissa, God knows your needs, and may God comfort and preserve you and ease your suffering as we all have. May you get a bunch of camels and make sense out of help you make sense. God will comfort you. Does anyone have urology and meds taken? Yes, Vanessa. Um, if you look at the MS Live, I have a bladder pacemaker put in, which is really working. Yeah, all right, Jane's going to see a homeopathic doctor next week, and Jane, that is you need to. You're going to be the star interview person to be interviewed. It's huge. It's huge because we're gonna all want to know what's working and what's not. Uh, yeah, Vanessa, you should. Everybody with MS uh, should consider a getting it's called a neuropathic urologist. A Guess what? I don't have to deal. The puppy just ran around the backyard. He's where he should be. Uh, and I didn't panic. I didn't run. I didn't micromanage. I didn't let that camel. That's it. And I love the pictures that Jane said. Oh my gosh, I never let that camel of Winston interfere with the camel of MS Live. Oh, he's back out. Now he's running around. Now he's at the front door. He decided he wants to come in. No, he is. He's the front door. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's running around. He's looking. All right, I'm not gonna. I'm not going. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not doing it because they're always there. See all those camels that Jane put right there? All those camels there. They're trying to. get your attention, right? They're trying to pull you, stress you out. Winston out there trying to stress me out. Um, I'm getting nonstop texts from my dad's neighbors. What's going on? What's happening? There's caregivers. It's another. So that's three camels that are trying to vie for my attention. I was smart enough to turn off the phone ringer, which if the phone rings, that could happen. Rob, yay, Rob's in the house. But think about that. Think about those camels. You know what stops completely is the camel, the spasticity camel. So life is going along, and all of a sudden you have one of the symptoms that are terrible, terrible. For me, it would be restless leg syndrome. All of a sudden, my legs start kicking out, and I feel terrible. Well, all of a sudden, those three camels will fall back, and I will have to take ropinirole, a medication again. So you have to prioritize what you're gonna think. These camels, the camel herder, right? Back, back. It's not one camel. If it's one camel, you're done. You're done. No, no. Yeah, I like other people. In fact, I enjoy going around. The world is stressed. It's just the world is stressed. Yep, the world is stressed. So I go out about my life, and people tell me everything wrong with them, and I'm thinking, but I don't tell people, that's because you're one camel. It's because you're one camel. If you Unless you're a bunch of camels, and you have to decide to the camels to ignore. You have to make a decision. Oh, see that is, and it's true. Susan Crit, Squirrel, who said that? All right, Vanessa, you were talking neurogenic bladder. Vanessa, neurogenic bladder, urologist. Search for that in your area. A neurogenic bladder. That answers your question. There are lots of medications, and Vanessa, what I'd like you to do is email me, and or go to msfrontiers.org and look at the medications that there are for you. You're more than welcome to email me, and I'll be happy to respond. Of course, that would be another camel, Vanessa's camel. But you know what? I buy another camel. I have a camel to interact with you guys. You guys know that. I talk to you, and I email you, and I talk on the phone. So just so it's a choice. It's a choice. Yeah, it's so why not? Hi, Tim. Yeah, my dad, Tim, is in the hospital with the infection, in ICU. He's on the med. They're giving him antibiotics, but something. Beautiful picture of you and your girlfriend. It was impressive. Okay, there goes the dog, but again, he's sticking to the house. Spasticity, all right. No, that Vanessa, I was talking about bladder, neurological bladder. All right, that's what I was talking about. Spasticity, I'm having terrible spasticity problems as well. And I'm considering the baclofen pump. Just a second. I'm considering the baclofen pump, and and so spasticity, Vanessa. Remember the spasticity. You can take baclofen. Uh, so he should. Your neurologist should be giving you baclofen again. For 120 milligrams of baclofen a day is the max. 32 milligrams of dizanidine is the max. Uh, uh, Again, talk to your neurologist about the spasticity. Uh, yeah, what's interesting. I brought my husband to the airport yesterday, and I went to get in his truck, and I said, "Help me get in the truck because it's a little higher than a regular car." So I got in, and my left leg was stuck out, stuck out, and he pushed. He was trying to bend my knee, and my knee was like a 2x4. There was no way. And then he looks at me. The first time he looked at me, and he says, "This is wild. This is, oh, I cannot believe how strong, and because Brian's pretty strong, he could not believe he could not bend my leg. So that's specificity, all right. Where they put the pump is, it's a tube that goes directly into your spine, and it gives you trace amounts of baclofen. Then, because when you take oral baclofen, it goes directly into your bloodstream, and where it works is when it hits your it's absorbed into your spinal fluid. That's where it really works. So what they do is they give you a test run. They give you a spinal tap. They inject you with a small amount of baclofen, and if that works, then you are a candidate for having a tube put into your spine, and in small amounts. Uh, uh, Given to you. And Tim saying baclofen does nothing for him. You know what, Tim? I'm at that stage too. My spasticity is so bad that baclofen and dizanidine together don't do anything. So baclofen pump is something to be considered when nothing's working, and it goes. I'll tell you, I was so against it. I'm going to show you. It goes right on the front of your body, right like by your belly button, a little lower, and it goes under your skin, and it goes directly into your spine. Uh, and you said overactive bladder meds. Take All right, May. All right, you're talking about Botox and bladder, and that is wildly effective. It I didn't go. I went directly for the bladder stimulation, which I've got to go on Thursday to get adjusted because I'll talk about that. I had them turn it up 2 months there. And Gina says, so there's less side effects from baclofen. Exactly. There's exactly, Gina. There is less to almost no side effects because you're getting such a small amount exactly where you want it, and so there's no sleepy side effects, and you regulate it because too much baclofen when you get it might not might take take out all of your muscles. A lot of us mistake our strengths. We think we're really strong and our muscles are really strong when in fact we're using our spasticity, our rigid bodies to stand. Uh, and you know what, Vanessa? I used to think like that. I used to think, oh, pump, ouch, ouch. I used to think like that. And we think like that when we don't have a lot of uh, outside symptoms, right? But when you tap out your medication and it's not working, it's not working anymore. Uh, like the bladder medication stopped working for me. I did have other options, right? I had the bladder pump, or no, let's see, and it's working. So why all of a sudden? You know what it's like? I'm going to tell you what it's like. It is like having a mobility, having a cane, and say, no, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. I don't want anybody to see me walk with a cane. Do you remember those of you who walk with a cane, walk with a walk? Remember there was a time in your life you said, no way in hell am I going to be seen with a cane, right? People email me and they say, when is it time to use the cane? When you're tired of falling, when you're tired of laying on the ground, you know. You know what I did when I was down in Florida for my dad? Uh, he abhors the thought of a walker. Well, when he was there, I went down to a thrift store and I bought him a walker. I bought him, and let me tell you something. You know, the possibilities of using it, he loved it. It allowed him to get to his bed because it was bilateral support. My point is that there comes a time when you will consider when the status quo is no longer good enough. It's no longer. I had that catastrophic attack, and I fall. So I need bilateral support, which you guys can see. I've got my walker in the background. Both hands are on that. Also, I just had my whole house spray painted, and it's wonderful because it's easy to wash paint or walls or it's just incredible. It's great. It's beautiful, light, and now my if you have MS, you cannot have flat sheen paint on your walls, and I did, so I don't have that anymore. I have satin, and all over, and it does not. White sponge cleans it all. So I'm either walking on that or I'm wall walking, right? We all are. So I had to use that. So all right, uh, um, Botox. You know what, Gina? I did too. I did the Botox, not for the bladder. I did the Botox for spasticity, uh, and I could do that again. I could do that again, but you know what? It I don't know. I don't know. Botox for spasticity. The doctor who does it, I'm not a great fan of. Uh, and Gina's sharing she did Botox in the bladder for 5 years, but it wore off, so she stopped. But it worked well when it worked. And Gina, that is typically that is what they ask you to do before they consider this pacemakers pacemaker. Where's Karen today? Anyway, let's see. Um, all right. Oh, I forgot about the dog. I guess he ran into the. Anyway, yeah, he's around. I God is so good. All right, thank you, Chris. 10:50 it is. Um, by by the way, Rob, you're watching. We're gonna go down. Brian and I are gonna go down at the end of June into the beginning of July to, yeah, down to Dad's. Make sure he's well. But anyway, thank you for calling him. It was or emailing him. It just, you know what? That is huge. That is huge. You know, that means a lot to him. That people are calling. His friends are calling him too. His neighbors, his friends from Munich High School. They're calling. Uh, it's fantastic. Let's see here. Mason, thanks for the Botox info bladder appointment in July. Yeah, May, make darn sure you take notes. You write down everything we talked about, and you bring those notes, you research everything we talked about, and you bring it to this urologist, and yeah, that is, I I don't know. I don't know. Um, all right, so we talked about having a bunch of camels. We talked about not getting stressed out. Uh, you know what? And Tim's talking about not wanting tubes in him. You know what? I will. I would have my leg cut off if it would help. Uh, there is. If I can get a tube in me and it allow me to walk better, I'm gonna do a tube in me. It just Susan saying she can't tell if it's MS related, but she hasn't. She has been to a chiropractor. He called it crazy hip. Lifting my leg is so painful on my hip. It's true. You know what? I've noticed that, Susan. I've noticed that because what it is that our hip flexor gets so tight from not using it, not stretching it. We hold it in one position, and all of a sudden, uh, it gets so tight, it's painful. There are stretches for that, but it's yeah, it's that hip flexor muscle gets so tight. The tendon gets so tight. If you lay on your bed, all right, again, all right, this is your bed, all right, at your bed, at your bed. This is your body, right? All right, and your legs are you're laying on your back, and my fingers are your legs, right? What you do is you just drop one leg off of the bed, all right, one leg. And what that does is that stretches that hip flexor right there. This hip flexor stretches it. So you got to do that. Yeah, you have to do that. Not, all right, ask me, do I do that? And I've got such, do I do that? Do I do that? Heck no. But I need to because it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And you know what? Thank you and God bless you, Vanessa. Because your questions help everyone who watches this. Your questions help me. Susan, uh, your hip flexor question helped me. You know, as far as crazy hip, I got that. but you see, talking about that with everybody, we have that in common, and we, you know what? And I might take my own advice or your advice. And Chris was saying, Susan, her left hip is like that. Couldn't figure out what was going on. Hard to stand up and lift the leg, put pants on. Yeah, it's that's a little different than the pain. What that is, Chris, is that it's common that you it's common with MS that we have hip flexor failure, we have knee lock because we develop the habit of keeping that knee locked because we don't trust that knee to hold us. It occasionally gives out, right? And we foot drop. That's why we use the hip flexor assisted device. And that helps when you take a step forward. The bungees pull that foot up and it works to help that hip flexor. In fact, I cannot walk around the block unless I'm using that. I'm thinking I'm going to do that today. Uh, but the type, the side effect of that, Chris, that hip flexor that's not working is that it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, right? Because we're not taking a step, it's not stretching way back, it's not stretching out like it does on normal people. So we have to press anybody with a bad hip flexor that doesn't behave, we've got to stretch it out. We have to we've got to lay in bed and do. And you know what? The only reason why I'm passing that on is because I went to a physical therapist, and that's one of the exercise. Actually, that was the exercise. She said that it is. She says your hip flexors are in bad shape, so do it on both sides. Uh, um, yeah, do it on both sides. Also, you'll know if you sit down on the ground and you pull your knees up and you wrap your knees around your arms around your knees, it hurts. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. It's and what do we do when our knee gives out? Our brain learns that we're gonna lock it out. No way, we're gonna lock it out. What happens is with your knee locked out because we don't trust it. Our brain says, no way, we're gonna trust it. If we bend the knee, it may give out. The way you battle that is you do squats because muscle memory, if your knee gives out, it'll catch you. It'll catch you. So anyway, let's see. It's nearing the top of the hour. So what I'm going to say is that if you're watching this, thank you all for being here for each other. Uh, Thank you for being here for me. How is the Taduka study going? Oh, is that the bile? Let's see, the bile Taduka. Real quick, because I have no side effects. No, yeah. All right, so the bile acid. I'm still in the study. I just I'm taking all of that. I have no side effects. I don't see much of progress, but they can tell. They can tell. I'm still doing it. Painted butt. But anyway, why don't we talk more about this on Thursday? So go to msfrontiers.org. There's medications, physical therapy, there's exercise, there's everything there for you. Also, yeah, please, and if you are watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry, on Facebook, subscribe or follow me, and you'll see this more. And all right, line up your camels because it's time to put this camel in the pen and deal with the next camel. Until Thursday, may God bless you and keep you. May He shine His face upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you His peace. May He also forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive others who trespass against us. Lord, don't tempt us and keep us from doing crazy things and allow us each to be an instrument of thy peace. Bless us, and until we come together again next week, the Lord be with each person. I love you all, and I will talk to you on Thursday. Bye. It's live. I'm your host, Dulci Helm.